evening and welcome to War Memorial Field here on the campus of Anacortes High School for the first league matchup for the Anacortes Seahawks girls soccer team and their opponent, the Blaine Borderites. We're about ready to kick off here on a stormy looking Tuesday morning. Thankfully, not a rainy Tuesday morning. We have captains out on the field, ready for the coin toss. And we are just about ready to get underway. Both teams are coming into this game with 2-1 records in preseason. Anacortes coming off a impressive 2-1 win at Meridian. Blaine coming off a 4-0 defeat at Burlington Edison. So similar trajectories coming into this first league clash. A little bit of wind on the field, but otherwise pretty darn good conditions for this matchup tonight. My name is Otto Sortune. I am going to be alongside my co-host Spencer Andrich here in a second. But a pretty good crowd on hand tonight for this game. Good student support. And the Seahawks team will take the field for the first time in league play with a very young squad, but with lots of experience in club play. They are going to be looking to establish themselves in the league as the young guns. Blaine, a bit on the other end of things with a fair amount of senior experience. With their captain and leader, second team All-League last year, Maya Ball, number 10, one to watch out for the white shirts, the Blaine Borderites. For Anacortes, definitely only two seniors in the starting lineup tonight, Ellie Kephart and Ellie Chambers. And we have kickoff here. Anacortes looking to play the ball around the back. You hear that eagle screech there, Seahawk screech. Anacortes looking to come out strong here. Good one-touch passing. Blaine here, also looking to get some rhythm passing in the midfield. And that's Cameron Kerr taking the ball away there, looking to spring forward. Cameron Kerr, number 9, only a freshman, one of 3 in the starting lineup for the Hawks, who are in the purple and gray shirts with the purple trim. I mean, the black and gray shirts with the purple trim, excuse me. Blaine, of course, in the white. There's Maya Ball, captain for Blaine, putting pressure there. Good work on the wing there. Throw on the far side for Anacortes, looking to put a little pressure on Blaine early here. There's out by Ball there. Here comes Blaine looking to put a couple of passes together. They got to get out a lot of pressure, though. A lot of pressure there. Steal there. Of course, looking to take possession back. Cadence Lanfear on that far side. And it's going to be a throw in there for the Hawks. That's Emily DePaul on that one side. Ball going back to her defense as Blaine switches it around the defense. There's Gabriela Blanco here with a couple of good turns. On the wing here for it. Taylor DePaul. Here's ball in the midfield. Blaine now looking to get some possession. Going all the way back to the goalkeeper there. Kristen Camrath. Sophomore goalkeeper. And of course, with Claire Schnabel as their goalkeeper, a freshman. So plenty of youth in goal for both teams. Maybe something for some forwards to exploit. Here's a ball through. Brisdella Nolasco with showing some good pace there, but Schnabel read it well. Hardy with a good confident touch. She'll go short. Here's Candice Lamphere for 14. Can't get the ball up. Here's ball, number 10. To the back here. There's Blanco in midfield. Back out to her wing. Good moves on the left wing by Tamlin DePaul. And it'll be out there. And I'm joined in the studio now by Spencer Andrich, my partner in crime here. Good to have you in the booth, Spencer.
Hey, thanks, Otto. Good to be here.
So yeah, we have a pretty good start for both teams here. Anacortes with a little more possession. If you are in Coach Gretchen Hansen's shoes here, what are some keys to the game that you would be able to give to the players?
Well, I think there's a couple. I think first of all, it's really important to kind of get that senior leadership from our two Ellies, the two starters tonight. Another one, I think, let's see, we have Claire Schnabel, a freshman goalkeeper, only in her first league game at home. I think, if Claire can get a good start at keeper. Also, I think starting off strong, going hard early. If the Seahawks can get an early goal, I think that would really help them later on tonight. And of course, it wouldn't be a home girls soccer game without members of FUPA's elite cheering squad now joining us, taking a knee at midfield.
If you can see in your picture there, we have the cheer squad there for Anacortes girls soccer. Bit of a legendary presence here at these games, but just amazing that it's gone on this long. About 13 years now, the Anacortes girls soccer team has had the FUPA cheer squad on the sideline. Comes ball, captain with a nice tackle there in the midfield. And something also pretty apparent is the bit of a size difference between these two teams. Anacortes definitely playing majority of non-seniors. A bit smaller, but Blaine and more senior leadership, definitely bigger and stronger team. Anacortes will try and use that to their advantage.
Well, that just bodes really well for the future. I know if you look into this lineup here, how many non-seniors we have in the lineup. The next couple years, I think the Seahawks will be really strong. If this isn't, we call it what it is, but if it's not a rebuilding year, I know next year will definitely be something else. Last year, what did we end up at as a record last year? Do you remember?
Only the 3 league wins, I think, last year. About 10 losses. I think Blaine finished similarly, about two league wins to 12 losses, I think. So, yeah, similarly difficult league experiences in the league last year for both teams.
So tonight would be really crucial to start out 1-0 in league with the first league win right off the bat for both teams.
Absolutely. And really nothing. Blaine really can't get a foothold in front of the Anacortes defense there. And Anacortes not mounting much of a way forward either. Both defenses, both midfields looking very strong so far. It's going to be probably slim pickings in the goal department tonight, if the opening exchanges are any indication.
Everything I've heard so far, Otto, about this young Seahawks squad is that they definitely could surprise some people this year. With only 2 seniors, but a experienced kind of underclassman, I really do think they have a shot at.
Speaking of which, here's freshman Cameron Kerr, getting forward there, showing some strength, and her efforts get the ball upfield. Looks like I would have thought that come off a white. It looks like it's Blaine with a throw in there. Yeah, with that youth on the team, that kind of that speedy youth. What do you, as a coach, do you do you try and give them a game plan to follow, or you just kind of let them go out and kind of express themselves as kind of young players? What do you think?
Well, I think you always have to give them a game plan, especially the younger players, making sure they know what the strategy is, kind of what to expect for the night. But at the same time, I think you also got to cut them loose. I think you have to, have high expectations and set a high bar for these young players tonight. I think a lot of that falls on the shoulders of the upperclassmen.
There you go. And like you said before, only the 2 seniors on the starting lineup for the Hawks. That'd be Ellie Kephart, number 2, and Ellie Chambers. Ball bouncing around in front of the Seahawks defense here. It's cleared out. And Kerr can't control there. Ball will try to put it back over the top. And like we were saying, game plan definitely, Anacortes definitely pushing up there, cutting off the space behind. A little offside trap. There's a boot forward. Blaine will clear their lines. Took a foul there. And it's Brazeda Nolasco there, the forward, drawing the foul. Ball over the top. And Madeline Hall, number 14 for Blaine, charging hard at the ball. But another good collection for Claire Schnabel, the goalkeeper there, looking very confident coming off of her line, using her whole box. Which is definitely an encouraging sign if you're a Seahawks fan tonight. No jitters shown so far by the freshman. Well, it's an important challenge here by Sammy Disminowitz, who was in the starting back line as a freshman last year for the majority of the season. So she is, although she is a sophomore, she is one of the more experienced players on this team. I remember she weathered many a storm from the tougher teams last year. Seaholm in particular, and Anacortes only ended up losing 1-0 in that game, and that was very much due to her efforts.
Well, for what I know about Sammy is that she also plays year-round. I know she's been kind of all over the country for soccer tournaments, and so I think that extra experience can be a huge contribution tonight for the Seahawks.
Good point. I think that something that Anacortes soccer in general has not had that much of these days, but you see that more and more. You have some pretty elite players coming out of elite athletes coming out of the Anacortes soccer program. Kenji Nystrom for the boys team, and then Gabby Rongren, who was committed to the Western Washington basketball team this year as a freshman. So some impressive athleticism coming out of the team.
Not to mention 11 years ago, Otto Sortune, number 14.
I fortunately didn't quite get to the bigger and better things. I think Kenji's playing D2 at Cal State East Bay this year, I think.
That's
and he
right.
just won a big game recently, I think. So it's great to see him succeeding at a higher level.
Great kick.
Oh, we have a opening here. Ooh.
A little bit of a missed opportunity. That was a great ball inside by, who was that? Otto, did you see what number that was?
We apologize to listeners. Anacortes' uniforms, while very stylish, they have some, the purple numbers are very difficult to read in this lighting, so we apologize if you're looking for a quick identification of some of the players in the action. We'll try and do our best.
Hopefully Fupa down there can yell some names out so we can hear.
There we go. There's Carolina Schwentz on this near side, with pushing up really high at left back. Good pressure there from the Seahawks left side. The ball comes to Disminowitz here. She gets bypassed. And this is Nolasco showing some good foot skills there. Disminowitz shuts the door on that. Tessa Balding there in the midfield, sophomore for the Hawks. It's her first year starting in that midfield, and she looks very confident so far.
What's really stood out to me so far, Otto, is the closing speed of the Seahawks defense. Yeah. That quick closing speed on the ball, I think, has been really kind of their saving grace so far in this game. I know Blaine's kind of had a couple opportunities now, but the defenders have really done a good job of shutting them down.
Good point there. Sorry, that was Candace Lamphere and Sammy Disminowitz mixed up there, the two center backs. Definitely two of the taller, stronger players on the Hawks. Definitely Seahawks team not lacking for speed. Cameron Kerr, good hustle in the midfield there. She forces a little bit of chaos there. Ellie Kephart chasing that ball down the far side. Lanphier here with a throw in. It's good off the ball run there by Candice McKenna. Sorry, Erin Kennedy, number 13. Again, these numbers are pretty difficult to see from the booth.
I think we need to petition our athletic director, Eric Titus, for some neon numbers next game.
Yeah, that would be convenient, but again, they're definitely better uniforms than we had back in the day, Spencer.
That is very true. It's getting a little physical out there now.
Good physical. Really, Candice Lanphier and Disminowitz definitely not backing down from any challenges there. Looks like, just looking at the roster here, we have Sky and Brisieda Nolasco, assumedly sisters on this team, numbers 2 and number 7, looking like kind of the core of this attack for Blaine. Good turn there by Nolasco. Sorry, number 2 and number 11 for Blaine. Great physical play there by Cameron Kerr. She comes back to help out in the defense. Here goes Kephart here. Putting the ball through far on that side there. It's a tough run on the far side.
It'll be interesting to see as the season progresses who really fills the roles of kind of Sky Hopper and Gabby Rongren. You know, since graduating Anacortes High School. I know they played a really big role in this team last year, now being with D2 athletes at Western Washington University. So it'll be interesting to see who steps up. Any names come to mind?
Well, in this team so far, it looks like definitely some younger players. I think Disminowitz is definitely someone, even though she's a sophomore, I think she's definitely going to be the rock in the back of the Seahawk defense. Yeah, it's going to be definitely Ellie Kephart, definitely with maybe some senior leadership on that in that front line, definitely to help out Cameron Kerr, the number 9, the striker. Looks very, very confident. Ball comes here. In the middle, we have a push there. Looks like a push on Nolasco. On the far side there, we got a free kick coming. Looks like it's going to be Disminowitz to put this into the box. And the Seahawks looking to capitalize on the first attacking set piece. It's a very nice ball. Oh, and the referee spotted an offside. It's hard to see who that is.
Another missed opportunity by the Hawks. What a great ball in by Sammy. Seems like we had an open player there too at about the 10-yard line, top of the box.
That's Erin Kennedy, number 13, who had a really good first touch on the ball, but referee blows the play dead there. Thought she was in front of the line. Kennedy comes to her again. Nolasco. Good ball through there. Gets it back. And that's 5 Pyeongpo for Anacortes. He's now taking up kind of a midfield role. And she gets kind of back out to that right wing, I think, where she started off. Throw in for Blaine at the midfield here. Ooh, loose pass there in the midfield. Nolasco put a really nice ball through there. It's Madeline Hall chasing. A little too much pace on it. You can see the vision there. Little ball comes through here. Here's Ellie Kephart. Puts the ball through. Oh, and there was a chance there. Maybe a little bit of daylight for Seahawk running through.
Oh, here comes Blaine on the counter. Seahawks repossess one more time.
Tessa Baldwin can't connect there.
Well, so far the possession arrow has definitely been in Blaine's favor. There appears to be another offsides. Another good through ball in there by Blaine.
It's Randy Rose there on the far side for Blaine. Offside, spotted by the referee. Up by the 35-yard line. Definitely see both coaches trying to shrink through the field a little bit, put a little more pressure on the back line. Anacortes there getting an offside at the 35-yard line. So Gretchen Hansen definitely telling her defense to push up. Desminuis with a long ball there. Here's Blanco there for Blaine. Nice take. Stolen by the Seahawks. Here they come. McKenna tries to get some room, and it's knocked away there by Haley Pike for the Blaine Borderites.
You know, the Seahawks have really turned it on here in about the last 3 or 4 minutes. I've been quite impressed by some of the changes the coaches made here.
Ball over the top, some space in behind, and the ball is cleared off the line. Incredible stop there.
Wow, what a shot, what an opportunity.
Just a great play all around there. Blaine comes off unscathed. Trying to see who that was on the back line. Looks like it was number 6, Sydney Thrall here. She's on the ball now. Good pass there.
Seems like the Seahawks are maybe overcoming some initial nerves, and they really appear to be settling in now. That's about the second opportunity in the last minute and a half.
You can really see the defense pushed up there. A little space in behind, but Blaine can't find a way through. Now here they come. Some space on the right side. And Pyong Po there getting back to defend. Good physical play there, not giving her attacker any room to move. Blaine trying to fashion a cross here. Here's Ball.
The Blaine goalkeeper is way out. See if the Seahawks can capitalize here.
Looks like the Seahawks have Emma Foley on the team, another freshman, number 10 there. She had the chance earlier that got cleared off the line, so definitely look for her to be hungry for a goal here. She'll feel like she was robbed on that. And she's stalking the Blaine goalkeeper here. You love to see that hunger as a freshman for goals. And Anacortes will drop back here. Here's Nolasco. Gonna go for it. Sorry, Blanco here, number 7. Gabriela Blanco for the Borderites. Good turn on the ball there by Sydney Thrall, number 6. Blaine looking a little more relaxed now. Jessica Adams here on the wing for Blaine. Puts a dangerous ball in there. Nolasco tries a little give and go with her strike partner, and again, just too much pace on that ball. Randy Rose, number 15. Sorry, Randy Roos. Desminuis with that big kick. That's a beautiful ball forward. Really nice backspin. Easy for a forward to get under. Foley can't quite do anything with it. Desminuis on Nolasco there. Good step in there. Tessa Balding. Nolasco. Big up and over, and Desminuis will. Sorry, that's Candice Lamphere there. And Kennedy will go long. Looks like it came off Blaine last, and the referee, I think he got that one a little bit twisted. Blaine will get a corner kick out of this one.
Seems like once again the momentum's really shifted to Blaine. It seems like every couple minutes, the pendulum's swinging back and forth. Otto, what do you think about the Seahawks defense so far? What are some things they're doing good, and what are some things you'd kind of recommend changing for this next half coming up?
Definitely see the experience coming through there with Lamphere and Disminowitz. I think really sticking to the game plan well, pushing up when they have the ball and then stepping back and really not giving any space to the Blaine border rights. Haven't seen any breakaways or clear chances yet for Blaine. Anacortes with the better of the chances so far, I think, but definitely less possession. And we'll see maybe which strategy wins out there. Give and go here on the side. Carolina Schwentz with a really nice take. Tries to find Kephart going forward. And showing some good strength there. And Schwentz, a junior this year, making her first league start on the varsity team. And showing good strength. Seahawks win a corner out of that. Looks like it went off a Blaine border right last. And another set piece opportunity here for the purple and black. Again, the stands looking pretty darn full here at War Memorial Stadium. You love to see that on the first league game of the season. Good support. Kephart will go into the box. Seahawks coming toward the ball. Still not cleared. And that's a really... Velasco here working on Lamphere. Pretty fearless looking player. Pyongpo can't quite find a pass through there. A little too much pressure from White. And Blaine will try and take advantage of the momentum here. That's off. Lamphere will throw in. Here's Balding looking to turn. Showed the ball, a little too much of the ball to Nolasco there, but Nolasco takes over. Finds her midfield partner, Maya Ball. Here's Blanco, looking to go forward. Finds some good space in behind. Disminowitz has the speed, though, and she clears. Good pressure, though, from Blaine. Be finding a little more space and confidence in behind the Seahawks defense.
And there's Fuba, the Seahawks personal ball boys there.
Always good to have that. Just such close support there from the boys. Good to see.
Oof. Hard tackle by Blaine. We have a Seahawk down on the field, slow to get up. Play has resumed.
Ooh, Blaine has a chance here with a cross. Sminowitz shuts that down. Ooh, that was close. Madeline Hall there for the border rights had Nolasco in the box.
Great heads-up play by Sammy to get that rebound out of bounds off the Blaine player for a goal kick.
Again, she's going to be the rock in that team for the Hawks. They're going to need her to be at her best.
You know, while the ball's really been down on the Seahawks side of the field, Claire Schnabel really hasn't gotten a lot of action yet so far. She really tells us, you know, the defense is really doing their job, stepping up and clearing that ball before Blaine's getting any shots off.
Again, I think Disminowitz definitely not, last year did not play like a freshman. She is not playing like a sophomore this year. She's more like a more of an upperclassman. Looks like Jenna Oliver's in the game, number 18 for the Hawks, and Abby Schnabel, number 20 on the far side there. Sorry, Schnabel there. I'm getting a correction from the fact checkers in the booth. Blaine looking to exploit some width here on the field. Good one-touch passing, but Lamphere sees it coming. Here's Kephart. Ellie Kephart doing a good job shutting down Haley Pike there. Pike will go wide.
Well, I've just got like to give a shout out here for a couple Anacortes teachers recently tuning in. Thank you, Miss Swanson, for your support. We know us and your students really appreciate it. Wish you could be here with us, but again, thank you for everyone tuning in tonight. We have about 12 minutes left in the half. A nice cloudy, kind of vintage Pacific Northwest evening tonight. What do you think, Otto? It looks a little mundane out there. Do you think there's a chance of raining on us?
Well, I have a couple of weather reports down south in Seattle. I heard it was coming down in Seattle. Hopefully the weather isn't moving too quickly up from the south, but definite possibility of rain in the second half here. Abby Schnabel putting good pressure on Pike there in the back, and she'll win a throw-in for the Hawks. Oh, it's pretty good weather, not too wind. Looks like a little bit of wind coming, in the favor of the border rights here. It may have had some effect on the game so far. Definitely gives you a little bit of extra confidence going forward. But hey, notice some of Blaine definitely is a through ball kind of team. Most of their through balls have been much too strong, so we'll see how that aspect changes in the second half. Like you said, though, Spencer, definitely vintage Northwest soccer night.
Every time I look out this field, I don't know about you, but I can't help but be a little jealous knowing the kind of mud pit that we played on for 4 years. There is a difference just noticing the speed of the ball here on this turf versus kind of the old grass that we played with. It is definitely a faster game out here.
Absolutely. And just definitely something that the Bellingham schools and some other schools with a little bit more money in their soccer budgets were able to have. We definitely struggled when we played on the faster turf. Of course, Anacortes soccer program had this field for 4 or 5 years now.
I believe so.
So yeah, we definitely has become the standard around the Pacific Northwest League. Speaking of which, before the game, a couple of stats. Both teams were 2-1 coming into this game in non-league play. A little addition to that, Blaine Border Rights scored 10 goals in both their first 2 games. However, they were against maybe the 2 weakest opponents in Northwest League. No offense to the Nooksack Valley Pioneers or the Mount Baker High School. Blaine can score some goals given the chance. Anacortes has not given them, I don't think, a single shot on goal yet. So that's a huge accomplishment so far. Not to jinx them.
Well, Otto, did I hear you say earlier that Blaine has scored 20 goals in the last 2 games?
That's correct. 10 goals in the first 2 games. They were shut out by Burlington Edison, but that is definitely nothing to be ashamed of. Burlington Edison, of course, a perennial powerhouse in Northwest League soccer.
So needless to say, Blaine does have some firepower out on their squad tonight.
Definitely some goal scorers. We don't have the stats on who scored those goals, but that's definitely something that Anacortes can be very, very happy going in at halftime if they hold to 0-0.
Well, I have to say, Otto, with the FUPA out on the field, that definitely has to impact the stoppage time in this game. They've gotten those throw-in balls very quickly tonight.
It's impossible to understate the impact of FUPA on the side of the field. They are definitely kind of like a 12th woman on the field, if you will, in these games.
Are you going to copyright that?
I think a couple of different American football organizations have tried to copyright that. Most recently, the Seattle Seahawks.
What a great ball.
Roos is through here. A really good battle there. And
Claire Schnabel coming up and getting the ball.
Ellie Chambers there. Some good shoulder-to-shoulder contact on Randy Roos for Blaine. And again, that's really no fear shown by the Seahawks in this game, gotta say. And more good shoulder to shoulder there with Carolina Schwetz. Aaron Kennedy in the midfield there. More possible handball there. Referee
hands
lets it
go up. Well, missed call by the referee.
Ellie Kephart, good feet. Referee gonna call that back.
Ooh, the crowd does not like that call.
Looked like that potentially. Ooh, okay.
And
Sorry.
it's reversed.
I was gonna say it looked like it stayed in there. Looks like the referee is going. Oh, and she's giving a foul. Oh, okay. Referee gave a foul there. So a little bailout there for the Hawks. See if they can capitalize. Not really a set play opportunity, but Abby Schnabel on that far side. She'll try to find Megan McKenna. Good recovery there by Blaine. Throw in for the Hawks. About 30 yards from goal. More good physical play there. And Roos will head forward. By Pyongpo there trying to get it forward. Just not much possession here.
Oh.
Schnabel gonna have a shot. And a good collection there from Kemrath, the goalkeeper for Blaine. Good to see a shot on goal there. It's been a couple of minutes since that in the case. And Schwetz with some good shielding there. Gets the ball back in the midfield. But again, no sustained possession for the black and purple.
And that is about the third shot on goal for the Seahawks. Have we yet to have a shot on goal for Blaine?
I think officially not. I think plenty of through balls that have been collected by the goalkeeper Schnabel, but nothing officially on the score sheet for the Blaine Borderites. That's something that Giovanni Caseta, the coach for Blaine, will probably not be super happy about. Madeline Hall can't chase the ball down this far side. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what the wind does in the second half here. Blaine definitely going for the through ball approach with that high Seahawks defensive line. And you wonder if that might be a little more effective with the wind knocking that ball kind of back into play. But for now, Blaine not able to catch up with some of their through balls. And the big wrench in their gears has been so far Sammy Disminowitz and Candace Lamphere, the two Seahawks center backs who have been doing a pretty outstanding job keeping Blaine away from freshman goalkeeper Claire Schnabel.
The Seahawks are lucky that both Cadence and Sammy are both sophomore and junior, so they will be around next year as well. Kind of solidifying that defense for a couple years to come.
Definitely something that Coach Gretchen Hansen, will look forward to this next year. Yeah, this Seahawks team definitely looking very defensively solid, very feisty on offense. A little bit short on the possession statistics so far, but
you know, Blaine is really doing a good job of kind of passing around in the backfield. I think that's had a lot to do with the possession in this game.
Mm-hmm.
They haven't been super fierce on the attack, but they have been doing a pretty good job of controlling the ball around the midfield. Although the Seahawks have had plenty more opportunities on goal.
Taken away here. Carolina Schwetz will find. Oh, here we go. Ellie Kephart's got some good feet. She'll pass to Schnabel, who'll try and load up from 22 yards. It's too much of the Blaine defense in front of her. It's knocked away. Again, good combination between the senior and the junior there.
Once
good
again,
foot race here.
Great foot race. We have a push from Blaine. No foul called.
Referee plays on, and
the crowd is not happy. Looks like, Otto, we did see some arm extension by Blaine.
There's Faye Pyongpo there on Looks like it was
5.
Randy Roos there, number 15 for Blaine. Definitely a bigger, stronger player, but that I would probably have called that back. Referee allowing physical play in this game for the most part. But I think Seahawks could feel a little bit hard done by if that had led to a goal. Landfear trying to
Great move.
outwit Velasco here on this side. A couple of passes together there for the Hawks on this near side. That'll definitely be encouraging, but given away here in front of the defense. Here's Sarah Toon showing some good feet. Nolasco try to go through here. Here's Roos to Nolasco. And here's Ball, who will load up from 25. And it's over the bar.
Well over the bar. Otto, I've just been, again, it seems like we're kind of a broken record, but Cadence and Sammy running all over the field and really closing down that right side.
Also good to see them trying to take a few touches and pick a pass rather than just clearing the ball, which is definitely gaining in confidence. Hopefully you get to see that become a little bit more of a complete offense in the second half. But it's still 0-0 here. We're just a few minutes away from halftime. And Schnabel will go to the far side there. Seahawks look to build out of the back. Maybe a little bit of fatigue for Seahawks right now as they slow it down.
Any indicators on stoppage time?
Doesn't appear to be at this point. Probably just another minute left.
So Otto, unlike professional college soccer when the referees signal that we know stoppage time, do we have any indicators in high school soccer, or is it kind of just at the ref's discretion?
In my experience, it's just what the referee decides, and it usually is not very substantial unless there is an injury, which this game has been thankfully absent of any stoppages for injury. So we can look for the whistle pretty quick here. Another through ball there for Blaine, and the ball just carrying out of bounds there. It's probably the 8th or 9th Blaine through ball that's come to very little. The Seahawks throw in here. Seahawks again having trouble getting out of the back though. Not very much connection between their defense and midfield. Something that Gretchen Hansen will definitely be looking to improve in the team talk. This Minimus will go forward here for Kephart. No space for her to operate here. Maya Ball for Blaine, connecting the back to the defense, or the midfield to the defensive line. There's the halftime whistle. Zeros here at Oral Memorial Field between Blaine and Anacortes. One very good chance for Emma Foley, freshman for the Seahawks. Would have been an impressive debut goal for her. Cleared off the line and keeping the score sheet clean.
All in all, pretty uneventful. I would say Blaine would have the possession arrow in this game. I would kind of hypothesize maybe 60-40 possession. Otto, what are the keys for the second half?
Seahawks definitely will look to exploit the weather a little bit of wind might help their through ball chances, try and throw the Blaine defense off balance a little bit, but right now it's really just try and shift the balance in the midfield a little bit so that some of Blaine's strength and seniority gets kind of ruled out a little bit. Anacortes definitely looking good in defense, but maybe a little overmatched in the midfield. So look for Gretchen Hansen to change some pieces around in the midfield, try and even the matchups a little bit.
It would not be a girls' soccer game without the FUPA tradition of shaking hands.
We got the boys coming up in the stands here, thanking everyone for being here. Really good wholesome tradition here in Anacortes soccer.
And you said it earlier, Otto. I am very impressed with the turnout tonight. You know, homecoming week is about 3 weeks out, and being the first home league game, the Seahawks definitely have the support. So hopefully they can turn it on here in the second half.
Very good. We're going to take a quick break here at War Memorial Field. We'll be back for a little halftime talk and a little second half action here. Don't go away.
web lockers at Seafarers Way and Q Avenue. Once there, you can recycle your computers, monitors, laptops, tablets, Kindles, portable DVD players, e-readers, and televisions. The money we collect during the e-cycle is used in several ways to benefit community service projects.
Thank you.
Go a few blocks into Old Town Anacortes and you'll find Dad's Diner. With breakfast and lunch served all day, you'll definitely find the perfect meal. All of their food is prepared fresh each day, from the delicious house salad with salmon to the savory BLT. Dad's Diner, open Tuesday through Sunday, is located on Commercial between 9th and 10th Street. Come on down and grab a bite.
Welcome to the Rockfish Grill.
The Rockfish Grill specializes in fresh Northwest food, including seafood and pizza prepared in their wood-fired oven. They proudly pour Anacortes ales and lagers, brewed right next door at the Anacortes Brewery. The Rockfish Grill and their companion business, H2O, feature live entertainment every week with local and national acts. The Rockfish Grill, Anacortes Brewery, and H2O, 4th and Commercial in downtown Anacortes.
Kennelly Keys Music in Anacortes is your one-stop shop for all your musical needs. As a full-service music retailer, Kennelly Keys offers everything from sales and rentals to music lessons and repairs. Whatever you need, Kennelly Keys Music has you covered. Visit our website at kennellykeysmusic.com, follow us on Facebook, or stop by the store and speak with our knowledgeable staff. And make sure to check out our new music hall. Kennelly Keys Music, located at 1904 Commercial Avenue in Anacortes.
Behind every great Anacortes club and team, there's an unspoken hero. People that get us our team gear, organize our team dinners, and support us in everything else we need. From every student athlete in AHS, thank you, Saba, for the football team's two-a-day shirts, the volleyball team's warm-up gear, and everything else in between. Saba, the Seahawk Athletic Booster Association.
One large hot and ready classic, please.
That'll be $5.
I left my wallet in the car.
$4.75.
Thank you.
Everyone's got 20 quarters for a large hot and ready classic. Little Caesars, world's easiest way to pizza.
Pizza, pizza.
Well, welcome back to halftime at the Blaine Anacortes girls soccer game. I'm Spencer Andrich with Otto Sortune tonight. And Otto, once again, for viewers just tuning in, what are really the three keys to this game that both teams need to work on before half?
Well, like you said before, we need if you're an Anacortes fan, you need someone that steps up into that leadership role. We have the two seniors on the team, Sky Hopper and Gabby Rongren, off to bigger and better things at Western Washington University. They are definitely left a big hole, a lot of big shoes to fill. So definitely looking for an Anacortes senior or someone else in the team to step up and fill a leadership role. And like you said, a strong start was necessary. I think a 0 on the scoreboard will definitely qualify as a strong start for the defense. Attack needs to kind of come into its own here in the second half. They need to maybe have a more consistent avenue of attack. I think Cameron Kerr, freshman, looked really good. Number 9, she had a couple of threatening plays. And another freshman, Emma Foley there with a really good chip over the goalkeeper, just cleared off the line. Really good defensive play by Blaine to keep that out of the goal. And then
so if you're Gretchen Hansen, what do you need to do to control the midfield? That has really kind of been the Seahawks' Achilles heel here in this game. They've had a couple shots on goal. Their defense has been solid, but they cannot seem to control the ball at the midfield.
I think right now, Gretchen, Hansen and the Hawks, they're playing two forwards up top. I think part of the key is definitely going to be bringing one of those attacking players more back into the midfield so they can connect the lines a bit more. I think maybe Ellie Kephart, senior, definitely has some good feet, good experience. I think if she can come back into the midfield more, connect more with Tessa Balding and Aaron Kennedy in the midfield there, then Seahawks will get a little bit more passing, a little more rhythm going right now. It's a little bit long, a little bit timid in the back for the Seahawks so far, just because they don't quite have enough bodies in the midfield to counter some of Blaine's stronger players.
So if you're the coach, are you changing the formation, making substitutions, or just having a real heart-to-heart with your players? What needs to happen in order for them to control that midfield?
Well, I really think that Emma Foley and Cameron Kerr, the two freshmen, I think they definitely have made a good argument at this point to get some more minutes in the game. They started off the first 20 minutes or so. Abby Schnabel did a pretty good job coming in the last half of the first half. But I think you need to get a few more attacking players on the field if you want to get this W. I think Seahawks defense can hold, but I think not going for a goal or two definitely makes you a little bit vulnerable. If Blaine gets the odd through ball, you don't want to lose 1-0. So I don't think a formation change is necessary really. I think, but maybe Ellie Kephart played the whole first half. She's got to get back into that midfield and help out some of her midfielders.
Now, auto first half, Seahawks are employing, was that a 4-4-2?
Yeah, it is more or less a 4-4-2. Some good wide play by the Seahawks as well, but maybe it's a little bit too much separation between players. You almost want to see the team a little bit more compact. Get a couple more 1-2 passes, a couple more triangles appearing on the field. Wasn't a whole lot of that in the midfield. Seahawks doing a good job of keeping it organized in the back. I think Lamphere and Disminowitz are standouts in that first half.
Absolutely. They would definitely be my two players of the game up to this point. Really looking forward to some kind of upperclassmen or some of the forwards really stepping forward here in the second half.
Definitely.
Well, it seems like we got 1 minute to go before we are underway in the second half of this game. The weather has been cooperating. Hopefully it can for another 45 minutes.
Definitely. Again, just a kind of maybe a tangent here, but with the kind of the unfortunate situation the Anacortes Seahawks football team is in, do you think some of the more of the sports enthusiasm has shifted over to the soccer program?
Gosh, I hope so, and I really feel like with the success of the Women's World Cup this year, I really think that has spurred this kind of enthusiasm for women's soccer. I think, hopefully the women here tonight can really kind of harness that energy, and Anacortes can come out strong here in the second half. Again, we have about 30 seconds to go before kickoff.
It really seems like the turnout and the interest and the enthusiasm in the program definitely is at an all-time high. I think we've had girls soccer seasons in the past which have been a little more successful on paper. You have the famous trio of Catherine Miles, Jasper Sortune, and Marielle McCown back in the 2011-2012 season that was got to a state playoff run. But I don't know, I think this team so far, it looks like if they can keep getting stronger and more confident and kind of develop more of an attacking flair, I think they really have a chance to go, become a strong player in the Northwest League.
Well, their future is bright. Like we were talking earlier, with so many underclassmen, especially in that defense, they could be really strong, for years to come. And I think that's, a really good indicator. It's also been fun, at half here to walk out and see a lot of alumni coming back to support the girls here. I think that's really cool, and Anacortes has really fostered an enthusiastic soccer culture here, like you were saying.
Definitely a huge shift in the last 10, 15 years here. Anacortes soccer was barely on the map. Now, definitely more enthusiasm, way better turnout. It's
a
really
covered
great
stadium, which I'm sure helps. I don't know about you, but I remember sitting out in this cold, dark, rotting bleachers that were not covered earlier, and I think, given the Pacific Northwest weather, that probably helps attendance.
No doubt. Oh, here's the Seahawks shooting out of the gates here early and looking to make an early impact in the second half here. Balding charging hard there. Here's Kephart looking to make some moves. You see a good move there. Sydney Thrall, number 6, with that goal-saving play on the line, number 6 for the Blaine Borderites. Balding here, putting some pressure on Blaine. There's a room on that far side here for Blaine. Shot comes in, and nobody at the end of it there for Blaine, but you see a little early shot across the bow there as Blaine really spread the field wide there to good effect.
Well, Blaine certainly didn't waste any time getting a quick shot off here. If you're the Blaine coach, we talked a little about the Seahawks, but if you're the Blaine coach at half, Otto, what are you telling your team?
I think definitely trying to, plenty of good through balls there for Blaine Borderites, but the through balls definitely lacking a little bit of accuracy. I think maybe he's going to be telling the Nolasco sisters and Gabriela Blanco and Maya Ball to pick their heads up and try and weight those passes a little bit more carefully so that their forwards can attach. Here's Nolasco, number 2. Good speed there by Pyongpo, and Disminowitz will come clean it up.
The disconnect between the Seahawks backline and midfield is still evident here early in the second half. They've really got to clean that up if they want to keep that possession up here tonight.
Definitely something that Hansen will have talked about here. But again, not a whole lot of experience in that backline, in that midfield. I think, it's definitely something you see. If you were watching the boys team this last year, you saw not a lot of experience, soccer experience, but a lot of senior experience that kind of kept that midfield compact.
Both teams are very young, the men's team as well. I think last year there was only a handful of seniors, and was it 5 starting freshmen?
I'm sure they'll appreciate you referring to them as men. But yeah. No, they definitely a mix of experience and youth. Very similar positions for both teams as far as kind of their arc, their kind of shared goals here. Definitely build confidence in the young players. That's definitely a huge priority for Gretchen Hansen. Seahawks with a free kick here from about 40 yards out. Looks like it's going to be Erin Kennedy here in the center midfield. She's going to try to get it over the top. That she does. Kephart, header!
We have
goal!
A goal! What a ball and a fantastic finish. Was that Kephart?
The senior Kephart on the board for the Hawks. That is an enormous goal for the Hawks. Could not have drawn the play up any better. And the Seahawks strike first in the second half, utilizing the set play perfectly.
What a start in the first 10 minutes. 10 minutes, the Seahawks have a great goal.
And again, Blaine will try and go around the back, trying to exploit the width that they have.
Who got the assist on that?
I think that was Erin Kennedy, number 13 for the Hawks, center midfielder.
That was a fantastic ball. Perfect finish. Perfectly executed play.
Maya Ball will strike from 35. Did not trouble Schnabel in goal there.
The momentum now is definitely in the Seahawks' favor. You can see it immediately after that goal. The enthusiasm out there on the field is definitely apparent. Otto, if you're Blaine, what do you have to do? What changes are you making now with you're down 1 goal? We have 35 minutes left.
Definitely moving the ball quickly through the field. They definitely have established some good routes to goal. They're just the weight of some of their through balls, the weight of some of their passes has been just either too strong, mostly just too strong. I think they'll be looking to just clean the passes up, try and move the ball a little faster so they can beat that Seahawks defense on the wing. Here's maybe a run here for Roos. She tries to get the ball in the box. Nolasco, goal!
Well, that didn't take long. Once again, we are tied up. It is now 1-1.
Beautiful finish on the inside of the foot from Nolasco. That is quite the response from the Borderites. And that's the senior, Sky Nolasco. And a great run and feed there by Randy Roos.
So, Otto, we've seen strong defense from the Seahawks all game. That seemed to be a little bit of a breakdown in communication. What happened there for that goal?
That is just it's a really well-placed ball in there. You can those Roos and Nolasco have definitely done that a couple of times in practice. That was just a great cross to a one-touch finish. Really difficult to defend. But just dropped it right in over the defense's head. To see how well matched up these teams really are. Just good strike there from the Hawks, and then a parry from Blaine. We are back to 1-1. Oh, here's Cameron Kerr with good pressure there. Just couldn't quite take it in. As you can see, Cameron Kerr back in the game for the Hawks. She'll take the ball here. Good little one-touch. Beautiful exchange there. She tries to get a little bit going forward there. And Thrall with a really good physical play there. Nolasco through to Randy Roos here. Pyong Po chasing back.
Offside.
And Roos gets caught offside. She's looking at the far side referee in disbelief. Does not like the call. But that's, again, the same combination, Roos and Nolasco.
You know, Otto, that was very close. Unfortunately, we don't have the capabilities of VR or instant replay. I think Blaine would probably want to challenge that call, but it was very, very close.
You know, I'm totally okay with no video assistant replay here. Nolasco takes over again. Disminowitz right there in the way. Roos will go wide here, round the back. Ball into the middle. Schnabel will collect. Good catch there. And this game has opened up. The floodgates have opened up for both teams here. Way more attacking pressure.
Much more exciting. Both teams are definitely turning it on here in the second half. Seems like both teams must have got a little bit of a wake-up call from their coaches.
Handball there. And the Blaine defender there. Not sure who that is. And there's no number 3 listed on the program here. Number 3 shirt there from Blaine, so we will not speculate what would be her name. Disminowitz will try and drop this again over the top. And a good improvised clearance there by Sydney Thrall, number 6. Randy Roos will drop back here. Thrall will go wide to Pike. Play on the far side there. Cameron Kerr probably a little bit pressure there. Looks like Randy Roos will come out of the game.
So ought to remind me, unlike in college and professional, in high school soccer is unlimited substitutions. Is that correct?
That's correct. You can come out and go in as you please. Same NWCA rules. I believe it's the same in NCAA.
College as well.
NCAA as well, I believe, yep. And a ball here with some space. Ball goes through, and we have offside call there. The Blaine coaching staff is very fired up about that call. Referee is headed over to maybe check their enthusiasm a little bit.
You know, unlike the last one, that seemed to be a little bit more apparent for me. I think there was quite a bit of a lead between the last Blaine forward and the Seahawks defender there.
The coach, I think, has an argument. The ball did come to a Blaine player that ran perhaps from an onside position. However, there was a Blaine player who was very clearly offside that was affecting the play. That would probably be the referee's basis for that decision. And Desminowitz will go forward to Kerr. Great touch. She distributes. Fortunately, Ellie Chambers can't collect there. Lamphere goes forward here. Kephart will look to put more pressure here. Seahawks not getting much of the ball at this point. And you can just see right there from Taylin DePaul, Blaine has a definite size and strength advantage in some quarters of the field. They are using to some effect here in the second half. Seahawks definitely have to go around some of these Blaine players. Here comes Nolasco. She'll look for her sister.
Great stop there by number 11, Phi. Once again, the sophomores and juniors really stepping up tonight in this game for the Seahawks.
Thrall will go wide here, and I think it's Tatum Fitzgerald on that far side for the Blaine Borderites. Seahawks go short here. Trying to get a little bit more momentum going forward. After that goal, they really have quieted down a bit. Here's Blanco to ball.
The outside of that field is very open.
Taylin DePaul here will look to put a ball into the danger zone. Really nice looking ball, but no one for Blaine. It's quite that fast. And again, another through ball that it's a little bit too much weight on it. But Blaine definitely, like we were saying before, definitely has established some of those outside lanes when the Seahawk team presses forward. Randy Roos will go forward, and more good pressure from the Seahawks defense. Well, as a neutral, second half, you can't help but being pretty entertained. Those are two fantastic goals for this level of play. So
very much so. We were just at the half commenting how we wouldn't be surprised to see a 0-0 stalemate here, and much to our surprise, we have two very early goals by both teams. Seahawks scoring first, quickly matched by Blaine. Otto, what have we seen since?
Well, you see Blaine here. Again, we see number 10, Maya Ball. Definitely some of these Blaine players, I think, that goal, they've scored the most recent goal. You can definitely see some fire in their legs now. And Anacortes definitely on the defensive pretty much every quarter of the field. Good header there by Ball.
All right, we have some binoculars just being brought in. Hopefully that'll help us kind of distill these numbers a little bit better. Again, we apologize for maybe incorrectly identifying some players. Unfortunately, tonight we do not have a video up here in the booth.
Big shout out to the booth director tonight. Well, here goes. Great through ball there from Ellie Kephart, springing Cameron Kerr forward. It's not quite enough space there. Phi Pyongpo there. Good play. Seahawks will loop it forward again. Looking for Ellie Chambers. Sorry, that's Megan McKenna on this far side here. This near side.
Better give you the binoculars.
Probably a good idea. Definitely get the prescription updated here. Probably could.
Blaine seems to be pressing up here along the sideline once again.
Looks like
dangerous cross.
Looks like the assister on that first goal for Blaine, Randy Roos, has switched out to this near the far right side, playing more of a right wing option. Coaching staff definitely involved in that decision to switch which wing she's on. Anacortes will have to take that into account. Oh, great play there by Gabriela Blanco. She skips past Megan McKenna there in the midfield. And there's Pike with good work there on that far side for Blaine. Nolasco to ball. Ball will go forward. Beating Balding. Here's Nolasco.
Great awareness by freshman goalkeeper Claire Schnabel. Take away that angle from the Blaine forwards.
Schnabel with a drop kick past midfield. Just sort of power there. Here's Tessa Balding. Really needs to get a little more of a foothold in this second half. She's lost a little bit of her touch in the second half.
Some loud cheers by Fupa, trying to pump this crowd up with now we have 23 minutes left in this second half.
Ball goes forward. Oh, great hold up play there by Kerr. Ball comes back into the middle. Cameron Kerr with a snapshot. Got it out from her feet really quickly there. Again, the freshman is looking more and more dangerous here. Good physical play by Ellie Chambers there on Nolasco. Working against the senior ball there. Oh, dangerous play in here. Oh, Cameron Kerr maybe had a chance to catch the goalkeeper off her line there.
That Blaine goalkeeper has really been pushing it with coming out of the box. I wouldn't be surprised to see the Anacortes coach talking about some possible chips.
It's really unfortunate. Ball came right to her and she couldn't quite turn. Would have been an impressive effort, but looks like we'll have Emma Foley coming into the game here for Erin Kennedy.
Well, Otto, so far in these last 10 minutes, I've really been impressed by Ellie Chambers and other senior Ellie Kephart. Again, using that senior leadership here the last couple minutes, kind of give the Seahawks another chance in this game.
Foley will move it forward here.
How are those binoculars working out for you?
Still a challenge to see some of the numbers on that far side there.
Carefully, don't want you dizzy.
Here's Foley on this near side here. She'll try and get the ball in the box.
So out on a high school game, about how many rotational players are we seeing on the pitch in one game? If you're a coach, how many players are you want rotating through the pitch?
Looks like both coaches have kept their back lines the same. It's just the two players that usually don't want to change just for stability reasons. You want to give at least 4 or 5 players a chance to cycle into the game. Looks like the Seahawks have about 6 players at this point, but I think with a young squad, as players are still kind of developing fitness. We are only 4 games into the season. So I think developing that game fitness, I think you'll see a little more rotation than later games in the season. Got a stoppage of play here. Substitution. Looks like Jenna Oliver will come into the game here.
Also noticing, at what point did the referee stop wearing the yellow jerseys and switch to green? I've seen that green on green turf is a little difficult to see.
I'm not sure that was I think maybe the change in the light. Maybe I think they started out with green the whole game. You might be right though. Good control there by Ellie Kephart. Oliver will go forward. Kerr has a little bit of space. Kerr's shot is wide.
Just wide. Again, a great possession by the Seahawks. Really now starting to dominate the midfield and getting those good forwards in position.
Blaine will go quick here. Again, McKenna forces a turnover. Here's Jenna Oliver. Good turn. Tries to go forward for Kerr. Nothing doing. Referee got in the way of that one there. dead ball here. He's going to give it back to the Hawks.
So Otto, like football, referees are just part of the field. Is that correct? The referee gets in the middle
That might
of
be
the
a
play.
rule change, I think. Looks like he definitely gave the Hawks the kind of a fresh possession there. He was in the middle of the play.
Strong challenge by number 10 of Blaine. Doing a pretty good job of not bringing that arm up in that challenge. Lowering the shoulder to muscle off the Seahawk defender.
And looks like the Seahawks defense has really tightened up the outside lanes there as they press up really high here. They're really trying to shrink the field here. Seahawks defensive line up about 45 yards from goal. Forces a little giveaway there.
Seahawk down. It looks like a foul by Blaine. Once again, we have Otto using those binoculars. Can we get an identification on that Seahawk?
Goodness. Very hard to see on that far side. I believe that's Lily Carter on the far side there. Checked into the game on that far left wing.
Lily Carter, that is a junior. And you're right, we've seen about 6 Seahawks cycle through the pitch tonight. Again, trying to get those fresh legs in for the last about 17 minutes of the game. We have a little bit of some time on the field.
Seahawks trying to get out on their own end here. Blaine definitely applying the pressure. And Nolasco will take over here. Sorry, it's Blanco. Through to Sky Nolasco. She's through on goal. Shot, save by Schnabel.
What a save by freshman goalkeeper Claire Schnabel. That could be the difference in this game right there. Great awareness, coming out, getting hands on the ball and pushing it to the side.
Perhaps a little turn of momentum there. Good feet on the far side there. The Blaine winger. Looks like Gabrielle Blanco goes down there. Foul called on the Seahawks. It's going to be a set play opportunity here for the senior standout, Maya Ball. She's going to try to drop it right in over the top. No, she might go wide. Thinks better of it. Goes high over the top. Still cleared, and looks like
a Blaine corner.
Tessa Balding there tracking her runner. Clears for a corner. They're going to play short here. Second time ball. Schnabel takes and fumbled once, but not twice. And as it ends up with a confident catch.
Schnabel's seen a little bit of action here in the last couple minutes. Something new. She hasn't quite, except for that one goal early on in the second half, she has not seen a lot of action tonight.
And a big change in the second half here. You see Jenna Oliver, just confirming here, Jenna Oliver, the junior, being deployed in a center midfield spot for the Seahawks. A little bit of upperclassmen leadership ball goes out of play on the end line there. But like we were saying at halftime, definitely a positional change, a little more strength and experience in that center midfield for the Hawks. Looks like Emma Foley will be checking in there, the freshman for Jenna Oliver. Schnabel goes short here. Ellie Chambers looking for the pass. She goes right into the Hornets' nest there. Foley can't do anything with it.
Seahawks still in that 4-4-2 formation that we saw first half. Haven't been a lot of changes formation-wise, but they have been turning up the heat a little bit on Blaine.
Referee spots another offside on the far side there. Blaine coaching staff really not happy with that decision, but not pressing the issue this time.
It's about the third offsides we've seen here.
That last play, though, definitely shows a little bit of gulf in confidence. Maybe not in quality, but in confidence between the two teams. You see the Sydney Thrall finding that killer ball into the midfield so that they could get a through ball through. Anacortes doesn't quite have that link from defense to midfield established yet. They are really struggling to take the pressure off as here comes Blaine again. DePaul with a left-footed cross and a great cover there by Phai Pyong-po. She has also stated her case as one of the more stable players in this game along that back line. She's been doing an excellent job at right defender.
Fantastic closing speed from Phai once again. Seems like Blaine is really pressing on the corners and the sides this half.
Ball comes through there. Good collect by Schnabel. I think Blaine's bench, definitely the more vocal of the two, really trying to press their team to a victory here. 1-1. Hasn't been a lot of clear-cut chances since both teams scored. Blaine is maybe a little better of the chances there. Kerr with some really good pressure there. Just going to try and chase this one down. You can see here, both teams really pressed into the middle of the field. Plenty of room behind both defenses. It's a matter of if either team can find a quality enough ball to exploit it. McKenna will go forward here. Again, it's not to any feet for the Hawks. And again, this is something we've seen from some Anacortes Seahawks teams in the past with really good athleticism and enthusiasm, but maybe lacking some ideas in the final third.
Ooh, there's a strong tackle. Was that by Sammy Zimowitz there on the side? We have a Blaine player down.
Sminowitz with a really strong challenge there as Sky Nolasco, the senior number 2, with a really clever move to get around her. Taking a little bit of time to get back on her feet.
So I believe we are going to be seeing a corner, and that is not a foul. Is that correct?
Looks like it's going to, yeah, corner kick looks to be the decision.
So it appeared to be a clean tackle by Zimowitz. So we have a corner coming up from Blaine.
Here's Maya Ball again, number 10. Second team All-League from last year. Referee didn't like it for some reason. Looks like she's going to have to retake it. Nine minutes, 50 seconds and counting here for either of these two teams to claim all 3 points. And the rain is coming down here at Anacortes High School. Looks like the storm has made its way up. There's a really dangerous play there. Phai Pyong-po gets the clearance, but plenty of heart skipping beats there in the Seahawks crowd as the ball kind of hung in the box.
And you're right, the rain is really coming down here. Again, the last 10 minutes of this game. quite a way to finish up for these women here tonight. The front rows are now moving. Everyone is moving back. Thankfully, we have the brand new stadium with the covered bleachers. Again, something Anacortes did not have 4 or 5 years ago.
Cameron Kerr looking for a ball through. Here's McKenna. She's got a little bit of space. Gets the ball back. Oh, and she couldn't quite decide to cross or pass. And the ball will go out. Encouraging pressure there from the Hawks.
Well, do you think this rain gives an advantage to one team or another? Both Pacific Northwest teams. Seahawks, though, are playing on a home turf. What kind of influence do you think the rain has on this game?
At this point, I think the Seahawks have been maybe the more opportunistic team. Blaine, I think, getting a little bit more of the chances that you want to see as a coach. But I think the youth of the Seahawks so far definitely has been, especially Cameron Kerr, number 9, has been willing to exploit some Blaine mistakes. And I think this rain definitely increases kind of the number of errors on the field you're going to see. There's one there. Cameron Kerr, great touch to get past her first defender. Good covering there. I think good argument for number 6, Sydney Thrall, for Blaine as maybe their player of the game so far, saving that first goal and then being a really stabilizing influence for the Borderites, number 6 in the back. Seahawks have the momentum here as the support kind of gets a little bit hushed here, maybe hoping for the ball to bounce their way, be for another killer cross into the middle. So it's going to be Ellie Kephart with a throw, the goal scorer. Ball bounces over her head. Foley was chasing. Foley comes back for it.
Blaine with the counter. Seahawks need to get back in position.
Again, it's a really intelligent ball by Sky Nolasco and a couple of one-touches. And you can see just the pure speed of Sammy Zminowitz.
Fremy come all the way across the field.
Oh, here's a chance here. Nolasco in space. She gets the shot off. Too much pressure there by Ellie Chambers, who got over from her right defending spot and made the tackle. That's a huge play.
And just wide of the goal. Wow. That would have been a huge opportunity for Blaine. Seahawks are definitely thinking, was that senior Ellie Chambers there for that save? For that tackle, excuse me.
Pretty much a save, I'd say.
Saving tackle, we'll call it.
There you go. It's number 2, Sky Nolasco, definitely showing how dangerous she is there. Couldn't get that shot off in time. Dangerous ball in the box, bouncing around, and Blanco couldn't quite get the shot on goal, but she'll win another corner.
Blaine is really putting on the pressure here in these closing minutes. We have not seen that from the Seahawks in the last, probably second part of this half. Do you think that's fatigue, being only game 4? Let's see. Yeah, this is game 4.
Again, I really don't think, like we said in the beginning of the game, and we kind of repeated at halftime, you kind of need a Seahawks player to step up in that midfield and kind of be the focal point of attack. We really haven't seen that yet materialize. Defense has played wonderfully well, but let's hope they can get another clearance here. Ooh, the ball came pretty much straight to Haley Pike there, and she couldn't do anything with it. Puts the ball back in the middle. Shot on goal is deflected a little bit.
Seahawks now, here trying to
Cameron
counter.
Kerr will break out here. Look at that speed. Cameron Kerr, the freshman here.
Foot race.
Puts a move on her defender. Into the box. Cameron Kerr, ball across.
Seahawks
Shot
here with a chance.
Foley finds Kerr, but she's offside, and she must be absolutely exhausted after that run.
Cameron Kerr running about a 100-yard sprint down the sideline.
And if you are Gretchen Hansen, you will be really excited about the potential that play showed. You have just pure athleticism, pure speed there from the freshman.
Now, what she did
here.
was 2-on-1. She's putting a move on both defenders, getting into the center spot. Wonderful possession by Cameron Kerr.
Blaine just running out of room there as they tried to go forward. 4 minutes on the clock here. Anacortes definitely with a little nudge in front now. Here they come. Blaine's looking a little bit less sure of themselves going forward here. Foley with a great tackle. The freshman again just looking very predatory there in the attacking part of the. She's been very opportunistic, looking for her chances.
Dangerous
Here's
ball.
Randy Roos here, looking to get a shot off. She goes long. You see both forwards there right now. Two freshmen, Emma Foley and Cameron Kerr, both just really difficult to defend, looking for their opportunities.
Again, we're seeing that pendulum swinging back and forth, back and forth. Blaine really dominating the second half until these last 2 minutes. We'll see if the Seahawks can kind of sustain this lasting momentum here. There hasn't been a lot of stoppage time, so I imagine we're coming down here probably the last 3 or 4 minutes of this football match, if you will.
It's Alyssa Digweed coming in, number 8 for the Hawks here on this right side. Looking to make a difference here with a few minutes left. Nice little link-up play there. Maya Ball, though, getting the best of Tessa Balding there, senior on the sophomore. Balding here, trying to work the ball into the middle. She manages to. Oh, it's a skewed clearance there.
Fi does a wonderful job running back, clearing it out of bounds. It'll be a Blaine throw-in on about the 10-yard line.
Here's Blanco, look forward. Sky Nolasco here. Has been in a battle all game with Zminowitz. And Zminowitz clears it out. Nolasco wins a corner. One of the last chances here for Blaine. Maya Ball heads over to take the set piece.
Players getting a reprieve from the rain. Looks like the rain has stopped. Now we got about it seems like less than 2 minutes. Tie game, do we go into extra time?
I don't believe we do. I think this will count as a tie.
Okay.
We might be, I'm not clear on the regulations. We will see. They change every once in a few years. Schnabel can't come to punch that, goes over her head. Dangerous there.
Missed opportunity by Blaine. Schnabel missed the ball, was out of goal. Blaine could not capitalize.
You just see how much both teams wanted that ball there. Foley, the freshman, on a really tough tussle there with Sky Nolasco, the senior. Both players just basically shouldering each other into the ground.
The referee's keeping the whistle in their pocket, so we must have a couple, maybe another minute or two of extra time.
There's a little bit of stoppage there, and the referee was trying to calm down the Blaine coaching staff, so we might be getting a little bit more stoppage time than we did first half. But at this point, I think commentators curse, definitely a hazard here, but I think if you're the Anacortes Seahawks, I think you will maybe be not so disappointed with a 1-1 draw here based on the way that momentum has been going so far. There's a little bit of fatigue from Candace Lamfair. She knocks that ball out for a Blaine corner. Makes up for it. Sorry, throw in, not corner though.
Still early on in the season, but both teams definitely going to walk away, like you said, with many things to work on for next game. But also with plenty of momentum to carry on into the season. You know, Seahawks defense doing really well, and that referee signaling the end of this game.
So 1-1 here at War Memorial Field. Both teams really put in a hard defensive shift. 2 excellent goals. And we have a share of the points. Goals scored by 2 seniors in this game, Sky Nolasco and Ellie Kephart. I think 2 of the smaller players on the field. Kephart with the just perfect header. Nolasco with. And looks like we have a looks like we have something happening on the field here. We have
some gentlemen coming down with a sign. You know, it is that time.
It is that
of the
time
year,
of
Otto.
year. We have some proposals for a certain dance. So
homecoming coming up the weekend. I believe it's October 8th. We have some flowers and a sign by a couple gentlemen. Classic American tradition.
And I think the Anacortes Seahawks girls definitely have a proud defensive game that they put on today. Like the freshman goalkeeper Schnabel had a great game.
You know, she really did. That save in the second half, I think, just speaks again really loudly. 4th game ever, 1st game, conference home game. Claire Schnabel had a great game tonight as freshman goalkeeper. Again, my players of the game would probably go to Sammy Zimowitz and Cadence Lamphere. Otto, who are you kind of most looking forward to see, in future games?
I have to say my player of the game in that second half, I think Cameron Kerr stole the show. Number 9 freshman, that 100-yard run against a very established defense in Blaine just shows how dangerous and effective she's going to be for this team as she just gets more touches and gains in confidence and kind of gels with the team, the young team as a whole. I think they can expect really great things out of her.
And truly impressed again by the speed of Phi Pyongpo, number 11.
Oh, great shift right back and right defense today. Definitely didn't make any mistakes. That's all you can ask from a defender. If you're a Blaine Borderite fan, definitely saw some really good play there by Sky Nolasco, number 2, scored the goal and just was very physically dominant, even though she's one of the smaller players in the field. So impressive performance from her as well.
Well, the rain's coming back at an opportune time. This game is just finished again at a 1-1 tie. Otto, do we know who's next for each team? Do we have a schedule in front of us?
It's a good question. I don't have it in front of me now. I think regardless of their next opponent, I think Seahawks will definitely be a little bit more established in their team identity. I think they are kind of a defensive team as far as where their strength and their experience lies, but maybe more of a counter-attacking team as well, with so much speed going forward and so much kind of freshman enthusiasm in the attack. So I think, again, developing kind of a team identity, I think, is a really key thing that Gretchen Hansen will be emphasizing in practice and in games this weekend next.
I think we saw a little improvement from the Seahawks second half, but again, closing that gap between the defense and the midfield. Really, again, kind of the Achilles heel for them in this game. Really allowed Blaine to kind of take possession, especially early in the first half, and again, kind of dominating the second half.
Well, again, so yeah, it's something that as a coach, it's really difficult problem to solve, because you're going to have experienced players like Maya Ball, who's probably going to be up there in the second team, first team all-league teams, who knows that that's what they want to do, and she's going to be hunting that ball out of the back. So it's not an easy problem to solve. It's going to be a tough one for Hansen the rest of the year with not a whole lot of experience in that center midfield position. So definitely something to work on in practice. But all right.
Overall, exciting game. Both teams really ramping up the pressure in the second half.
Looks like our homecoming proposal has been accepted. Again, the lack of visibility from the booth might be making that wishful thinking, but it's like happy endings here at Anacortes High School tonight. 1-1 the final score between your Anacortes girls Seahawks soccer team and the visiting Blaine Border Rights. Tough fought game, 2 great goals, good performances all around. Join us for the next live broadcast here on AHS Live. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Otto Sartoon, and
I'm Spencer Andrich. Thank you for joining us, and we will see you next time.